In nature, each journey entails a fragile balance between life and death. Salmon run against furious currents, defying waterfalls and the teeth of voracious predators. Wastelands of Antarctica. The penguin chicks take their first steps while the relentless predators' music. These are not just trips. They are trips of life or death, where a second of delay could mean the end of existence. Frozen rivers of North America begins a great journey. The salmon, a small creature, but with a great mission. Swims against the current, leaving the ocean towards the place where it was born, traveling hundreds of kilometers in turbulent waters to spawn and create new. Life, this is not just any journey. During this journey, each salmon faces violent currents, dangerous waterfalls, and lurking predators. For them, there is no way back, only forward or disappear forever. The journey of the salmon begins in the depths of the ocean. After years of growing up in salt waters, they feel an irresistible call that drives them to return to the place where they were born. The schools of salmon begin to gather, swimming against the current towards the rivers, but what awaits them is not calm waters. Fierce waterfalls and turbulent currents become the first challenges that must be faced. Salmons do not have extraordinary, large and strong bodies. With each powerful blow of their tail, they move against the current little by little, even while they are dragged dozens of times. As the salmon advances towards the river, the following emerges: challenge, tall and imposing waterfalls block their path. But for the salmon, these are not insurmountable barriers. Each waterfall is a battle for which they have prepared all their lives. Hundreds of salmon gather at the foot of the waterfall, watching and waiting. Moment, music suddenly. A salmon jumps into the air, all its strength to overcome the powerful. Waterfall, but in an instant the merciless current drags it. Back another tries, and then another. The failed highs are repeated again and again. But no one gives up. Bravo salmon finally jumps. With each powerful stroke of its tail, it overcomes the waterfall and lands calm waters above this little Victoria. It is the result of your resilience and will be repeated hundreds of times throughout your challenging journey. Turbulent waters are not the only obstacle in the icy waters. Giant shadows approach. Silently, the brown bears, the true rulers of the river banks, patiently wait for the perfect moment. Sharp claws and their impressive strength, they dive into the water and catch the less fortunate salmon. Quick and precise strike, the gray bear and hardly needs to make an effort to secure its food. The salmon does not give up easily. Others continue, jumping, defying the presence of predators. Bald eagle also joins into the house. Above its sharp eyes locate its prey, and in an instant it dives and uses its sharp claws to grab a salmon as it jumps out of the water. crocodiles. Each jump over the waterfall is not just a fight against the current but also a battle against death. However, the schools of salmon do not stop for them, surrender, death, and failure in their mission to preserve life after weeks of facing violent currents, waterfalls, and predators. The salmon finally reach the place where they were born. They are shallow and crystalline waters, the same place where previous generations began there. Here the salmon begin to reproduce. They build small nests at the bottom of the river where they will lay their eggs. Each small egg, protected by layers of sand and gravel, carries the hope of a new generation, but this is also where the journey of the adult salmon ends. After completing their mission, they exhaust themselves and slowly die. Their bodies are swept away by the current, becoming a appreciated source of nutrients for the river and forest ecosystem. His death, although tragic, gives life to other creatures and nourishes the next generation of salmon. Antelopes of the Mara, the intersection of life and death. In the plains of Mara, where the savanna stretches infinitely under the glare of the sun, one of the most grandiose and brutal spectacles of nature takes place, millions of news accompanied by herds of zebras and Thompson's gazelles, making the Great Migration. But between them and the promised land of green pastures lies a deadly obstacle, the river sea, its turbulent waters. They are not only barrier to the territory of the most fearsome predators, the Nile crocodiles here. Each jump into the water is not just a movement but a bet between life and death. When the first rains of the season arrive, the Serengeti pastures begin to deplete. They have no choice but to leave, facing a journey of hundreds of kilometers in search of the green plains of my. far, the journey is not easy at all. The wildest herds numbering millions of individuals face scorching heat, fatigue, and predators such as lions and cheetahs. Oh. Applause. However, the greatest challenge is yet to come. The Mara River is from afar, and you can hear the sound of turbulent waters, and immediately fear takes over the herd. This river is not just an expanse of water, it is a trap. Deadly where the Nile crocodiles, giant reptiles with sharp teeth, hide and wait in silence, but there is no other option to move forward. They must face the river of death. The herd of Chi gathers on the riverbank, anxiously observing the turbulent waters, some doubt with the front legs already touching the water, but without the courage to jump. Suddenly a brave leader launches into the attack. Usain immediately serves as a signal. The others follow him in line, group after group, launching themselves into the waters of river. But as soon as the chaos begins, death also awakens from the depths of the waters. Giant shadows emerge, the terrifying jaws of the crocodiles close with a single snap, grabbing one and dragging it down. The noise of the river mixes with the desperate screams of the prey, creating a scene tragic and brutal. At the same time, he is captured by the crocodile and fights frantically, but the powerful bite of the predator makes any effort in the death are the deadly spin. Quickly drags the prey to the bottom of the river. The waters suddenly turn red. This is the price of survival, even with death. Lurking, the herd of sig towards the river. For them, there is no other option. On the other side of the water lies the promise of green pastures, life. Itself the largest wildebeest lunge forward, using their bodies to block the force of the current, giving the weakest the opportunity to cross. However, when they approached the shore, the danger was not yet over. The crocodiles not only attack in the middle of the river but also attack the exhausted canoe near the shore. One adult, he is trapped between the rocks at the bottom of the river and struggles to free himself, but the weight of the current and the pressure of the advancing herd make it impossible for him to escape. A crocodile takes advantage of the opportunity to emerge from the depths and breaks the ground, dragging him directly to the bottom. Of hours of chaos, the last gods finally reach the opposite bank. They gasp with their eyes still full of fear as they look towards the river they had just crossed. Behind them, the bodies of the less fortunate who have been dragged to the bottom become a feast for the crocodiles. Survivors in no time regroup and continue their journey towards the green pastures. The puppies, although exhausted, will take a valuable lesson from this crossing. Life is never easy and every moment could be the last while crossing the Mara River. It is one of the greatest and most relentless stories of nature. Oh. Millions of lives are thrown into a battle against the waters and death. But only the strongest and bravest manage to survive. This is not just a migration. It is a lesson in resilience and unwavering will to survive. The news of Mara through their incessant struggle have left their mark on the magnificent landscape of nature, reminding us that life